students. Good morning, all of you. How are you? Hope you all are fine. I am Pushpalata Zare from Motilal Kothari Vidyalay Kada, Taluka Ashti, Dist, Bid. I am assistant teacher. Students, या SCRT आणि ई-बालभारती पुणे यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने आयोजित या व्हर्च्युअल क्लासेस अर्थात आभासी वर्ग यामध्ये तुम्हा सर्वांचं पुन्हा एकदा मी हार्दिक स्वागत करत आहे. Warm welcome all of you. Students, I am communicating with you, I am speaking with you, I am conversing with you. That from distance I communicate with you orally. And students, we can communicate with each other with two ways. One is orally we communicate with one another, and also from distance we communicate with one another in a written way. Just now I am talking to you, means oral communicating, and oral communication we can create or we can orally communicate with one another with mobile phone, telephone from distance, or face to face in front of each other. And other way also we can communicate from distance. We write messages or we write note, or with the letter writing we can communicate with each other. Through letter we also communicate with each other. So there are both the ways of communication with each other. Students, in this session I am teaching you, or we are learning letter writing. In your activity sheet, SSC board activity sheet, there is a writing skill for you, and in this writing skill there is one part, that is letter writing, in the fifth question. And this letter writing is for how many marks is this letter writing? Do you know? Yes, very nice, that this letter writing is for 5 marks. In that letter writing, in that activity, there is one formal type or informal type. Both the activities are there, and from this activity we should create, or we should write, we should develop only one activity. So let's learn about letter writing. So in this letter writing, which are the details, how we can create the letter through or with the help of the given information, and how can we develop this letter better and better for getting good marks. So dear student, let's learn this letter writing with the help of PPT presentation and the help of interactive board. Yes students, in this writing skill, in your activity sheet, there is one part of writing, that letter writing. Students, we are all human beings, and we human beings communicate with one another. Thus now we are communicating with one another through these virtual classes. We use different ways for communication, as oral way of communication, and another is written way of communication. Letter writing for communication is very easy, safe, time-saving, and detailed informative process. So students, what is letter writing? Do you know? Yes, there are, as you know, 2 ways of communication. Just we discuss 2 ways of communication: oral communication and written communication. We can use written way of communication through writing format to communicate for distance, that is letter or note writing. These two ways of communication have to be mastered by any user of the language. If you want to communicate with other person through a language, you have to master what are known as communication ways. Students, in your activity sheet, in SSC board activity sheet, there is one part that letter writing for writing skill, and there are two types of letter. Do you know which two types of letter are there? Yes, first one is formal letter, and this letter is also known as which letter? Business letter, official letter, application, complaint letter, etc. Other is informal letter. Yes, other is informal letter, and this letter is known as family letter or friendly letter. So, we are going to learn the detail about the format of these both the letters. So, first we are going to learn about the format of formal letter. So, here is the format of formal letter. When we start the formal letter, at that time we should be careful the starting. Then for the formal or official letter, there should be official address or recipient address. So all these things are very important. So be careful and be ready with your notebook and pen, and you can write some important points in your notebook. So what is the important in that format? Be careful and learn it with interest and with your notebook and pen. So dear student, the starting should be sender's address, and where we should write the sender's address in the left alignment, because in this new syllabus this letter writing is with that reference with the email, American email writing format, and this should be right or start from the left alignment. So what is the first important? That sender's address is very important at the starting, and how you can create or how you can write the sender's address. Here the name is Mrunal. Here his name is Mrunal, because in your letter writing you should write the name here from the given information, or you can write the imaginary name. But remember this thing, that you don't write your own name in your answer sheet. So in the starting you can write your sender's address. Next, what is it? Next is the date. You should write the date, and when you write the date, when you end here the sender's address, at that time leave one line or one space for as showing a new writing. So after address you can write here the date, and you can use the date format in this way. After that, in the formal letter, there is very important thing, that is, which is the important thing? Look here, focus here, that address of the addressee, receiver's designation and address. So here the designation is very important. Here is not need to write name of that person. What is important here? Designation. Designation is very important. So addressee or address of the addressee, that is receiver's address, and we can call it official address also, or address of that exact office to whom we write a letter. And there you can write the detailed address of that recipient or the receiver. Next, which important thing is for the formal letter? Yes, there is subject. Subject line is very important. Write your subject line to focus about your subject. Yes. After that, leave one line, one space. After that, what is here? Here, students? Yes, here the salutation. And how we can write the salutation? We can write the salutation in this way, sir or madam, which is denoted in that information. We use only one word here for the salutation. You can write here salutation in this way, that using the word respected sir or respected madam. That is not necessary. You can use only this sir or madam. Next, in that formal letter, very important point or very important step, and the next step is body of the letter. So body of the letter is very important, and in this detailed informative writing body of the letter, you can write how many paragraphs? 3 paragraphs. And which should be these 3 paragraphs? Remember student, first paragraph should be introductory, second paragraph should be main content. Which main content? Related to that subject. There should be main content. And the third paragraph, paragraph should be conclusion, the ending of the letter. You can write the related to that subject, the conclusion or concluded paragraph. Okay, so that is the body of the letter. You write carefully these 3 paragraphs, and after that, the important step for the formal letter, that complementary clause. For complementary clause, when you conclude the 3rd paragraph, after that, you should write this word thanking you, and that is very important for the formal letter. The complementary clause is there. After that, you can end the letter with the sender's name designation. Here, you can write in that formal letter, yours sincerely, or you can use the word faithfully, or you can use the word truly. Only one word you should use related to that matter. Do you understand? Sender's name, and if there is the designation, at that time you can write below the signature their designation also. Here, remember this thing, that when there is the signature, at that time also you can refer the name of the sender's name, or you can write imaginary, or you can write only X, Y, Z. So remember this format of the letter for getting good marks and very better writing. The marking scheme. Do you know the marking scheme of formal letter? Just we discussed that letter is for 5 marks. So how these 5 marks are divided? So learn, remember or note down that marking scheme of formal letter. So just we discuss or just we learn in the left corner starting sender's address. So how many marks for this sender's address? Half mark. Then recipient address, that official address we call it. So how many marks is for this? Half marks also. Then subject and salutation for half mark. Then main body of the letter. Just we discuss about that 3 paragraphs, introductory, main content and conclusion. So you should write it better and better with the grammatical correction or with the correct grammatical structure, and when you write it, main body of the letter is for 2 marks, you can get 2 marks. Then subscription or closing, that thanking you or ending of that paragraph or the signature, that subscription or closing for half mark. And very important, that use of grammatical structure. You should write grammatically correct. You should use the punctuation mark and grammatically correct structure or the statement. So all these are for 5 marks. So do you remember or do you realize, do you understand the marking scheme of formal letter? Yes, focus on it. You can take a screenshot or you can write these points in your notebook. Very nice. Dear student, we like formal format of, we write letter, informal letter. Writing a letter to your friends, writing a letter to your family members, That's very easy for you, or you like it. So what is the format of informal letter? Focus on this diagram, focus on this chart. So again here in the left alignment, you should write here your address. Your means not your own but sender's address. Okay. So here is also very important writing in this way, sender's address. After that you should write here date. You can use here the format of the date. After that, what is here? Focus here. Very nice. That salutation. Salutation you can write here with the using the word dear, because you are writing this letter to your close member, family member, friends, or very close person. So you should write here the salutation with dear. So here is the example is given, dear mother. Or you can use here name of the person. When you are writing a letter to your friend, you can write here the name of your friend. When you are write a letter to your younger brother, at that time you can write here the name of your brother, that dear Bunty or dear Pinto. Maybe anyone you can use, or you can write name of the person. Next step is there, and very important for descriptive writing. What is it? Yes, body of the letter. In this body of the letter, here should also, how many paragraphs is necessary? How many paragraphs are necessary? 3 paragraphs are necessary. So, how these 3 paragraphs? You can develop these 3 paragraphs. First paragraph, ask for well-being of the person in the starting or first paragraph, introductory paragraph. The second paragraph is there, the main reason to write a letter. The main reason. Which is the main reason? You can get this from the given information, that the school trip, or you like your birthday gift, maybe any reason is there, and this information or this reason you can get the given information. So the second paragraph should be write in detail about the main reason to write a letter to your family member or your friend. And the third paragraph, very important and very necessary, conclusion. Conclusion and end of the letter. So remember these 3 paragraphs. Very carefully develop it, write it in this step, body of the letter. Yes, very nice. So what is the next and important step? What is the next step here? Yes, subscription is there. So how can you write the subscription about that informal letter, family letter, friendly letter? You can write here yours lovingly son, because here you write dear mother, you are writing a letter to your mother. And so here you use loving son. When you are writing a letter to your friend, you can write here yours loving friend. Here you write here yours loving son or daughter. And at the ending or the last, what is important? The sender's name or the signature. And you can write here in this way, showing the name, imaginary name. So write here XYZ or any imaginary name. Do you understand? The marking scheme of the informal letter. Try to remember the marking scheme. How many marks for each and one step? So do you remember marking scheme? Okay, let's discuss about the marking scheme. So for informal letter, so half mark is for sender's address and date. Just we'll learn about the format. Remember the format or visualize the format. And remember sender's address and date is for half mark. Then salutation is also half mark. Main body of the letter, remember here a lot of marks are here, 2.5 marks. So you should write it very correct with grammatical correction, very descriptive and with the main content. So write it very carefully and create these 3 paragraphs very better. Main body of the letter, 2.5 marks. Next, closing of the letter for half mark. Then, use of grammatical structure. That is very important, grammatical structure. And this is for 1 mark. How many marks are total here? 5 marks. So that is the marking scheme of informal letter. Do you understand? Yes, remember it. Now, we are going to learn some example or samples for this letter writing. We can practice with these examples. In your activity sheet, there is question 5. That do anyone, only one letter should be right here. Anyone from this following, and imagine there is the given information. Means imagine you are Sanjay or Sanjana Bhosle. So read this information very carefully. At that time you can write the sender's address or any using these names. Imagine you are Sanjay or Sanjana Bhosle and the address is also given here. That is not necessary for creating imaginary address. Very easy. Only your job is that, or your duty, that read it carefully because there is already the given information. Only you can select it, you can put it in your right manner and you can create the sender's address. So Sanjana or Sanjay, room number, then place is given here. Okay. And with the help of this address, you attempt any one of the following letters after reading the advertisement. Given information, you should read it carefully. So, first one, using this address and the imaginary name, informal letter. You can select it, which letter you can write, informal or formal. So, look at the poster. Here is poster is given. Observe the poster, read carefully the poster regarding what is the subject here for that poster, what is the information given in that poster. Road Safety Week. So, Road Safety Week, write a letter to your brother informing him about safe driving, and use the points given in the poster. So, where from we can get the points? From the poster, and we are we observe the poster, and you can add your own points as a token of advice. Then you can write formal letter also with the given information and with the given imaginary address. So look at the poster regarding Road Safety Week. Write a letter to whom? That is the informal letter. To whom you can write the letter? To the Chief Traffic Controller, Amravati. The place is given here. Thanking him or her for the informative and appealing poster. Mention how it is useful to resident of Amravati. Add your own points also. Here is the poster. What is the title of that poster? Road Safety Week. Road Safety Week. Safe driving is the only and best option. What is the focusing here? Safe driving. Safe driving is the only and best option. So which are points are here in that poster? Read the poster carefully. So these are the points in that poster. Very attractive poster is there. That which are the points? Read carefully. Leave early. Reach early. Use seat belt while driving a car. Use helmet while driving a bike. Say no to what? Drink and drive. Then avoid overspeeding. Avoid using which thing? Very important. Avoid using mobile phone while on drive. Avoid overtaking, which is very trend or which is very liking thing for this youth generation. So avoid overtaking. Then follow you first. You should follow the first. You should follow all the rules first. Follow all the traffic rules. You know all the traffic rules. So that is the poster given here. So you should read this poster very carefully. And there are also one point, safety first, then speed, thrills, but kills. So remember all these points from the poster and issued in public interest by Traffic Police Amravati. It is created by Traffic Police Amravati. So with the help of this poster, reading all the information carefully, we can develop the letter. So let's learn how we can develop the letter reading this. Here, imaginary name we learn that Sanjay Bhosle. Then address, after that address you can write the date. After that you can write the salutation starting that dear Dada, you are writing a letter to your brother. Then you can develop the first paragraph, and in this first paragraph there should be some points from that poster. Hope this letter finds you in the best of your health and spirit. That is the introductory paragraph. You are informing your brother, inquiring your brother. Then appreciating your brother also in that introductory paragraph. Hope this letter finds you best your health and spirit. Yesterday there was a horrible accident on the express highway. I heard the news on television. I was worried and remember you. As you always traveled on this route, everyone at home is concerned about you while you drive. You drive your motorcycle and four-wheeler in great speed. I know you like to drive very fast and you have a good control on the vehicles, but remember one thing, speed thrills but kills too. These points are included in this first paragraph. Then the second paragraph, last month we celebrated Road Safety Week. You should give the information about the Road Safety Week which is celebrated in the last month. In our college with the help of the Traffic Police Amravati, they published some posters regarding safe driving. They published the poster regarding safe driving. I know that you don't like advice, but it is not advice. It is a request by your younger brother. Next paragraph there. Dada, you are always in a hurry and so to reach on time safely. While driving a car, use seat belt. While riding a bike, use helmet without fail. The traffic police always urges us not to drink and drive. They always urge us not to drink and drive. They insist us not to overtake and not to talk on mobile while driving vehicle. Be careful. These rules are for our safety. Don't ignore them. Here also, second paragraph, main content. Then the third paragraph, that conclusion. Dada, you are a very responsible person and I am sure you will always follow the traffic rules because safety is our priority. If we want to enjoy the traveling, the safe driving is the only and the best option. The campaign takes a great role in our modern life. It helps to build the accident-less life and save lives of many. Because of this poster, people became more aware and following the traffic rules. I am sure you too follow the rules and keep you safe. If you do this, no one from our family get worried about driving and will enjoy your driving. And conclusion is here with the subscription. Bye then. Take care. Love you too much. For this informal letter, you can use this. And lastly, yours lovingly, Sanjay. In this way, you can develop the informal letter. After that, you can develop formal letter. Here is the given address with the imaginary information given in that question activity. Then after that address, writer or sender's address, there is the date. Then the official address is very important. Official address is here according to the given information. After that, subject is very important. So here, issuing formative and appealing poster. Respected madam, starting or the salutation, respected madam. And here is the first paragraph, that introductory, that's I'm Sanjana Bhosle from Sainagar. I would like to thank you for issuing very formative and appealing poster during Road Safety Week. It is very necessary to aware the bike riders and four-wheel drivers to follow the traffic rules. Amravati police always gives first preference to safety. This poster is very useful to the resident Amravati, as there were many motorcycle riders who don't wear helmet while riding the bike. Here are also points included. The next paragraph, you insist them to follow traffic rules such as use seat belt, don't talk on mobile phone while driving, don't drink and drive. Nowadays, the traffic at Amravati is increasing and many vehicles on the road. Everyone is a hurry and results in overtaking and accidents. Because of your team, people are alert and I am sure they will keep themselves safe while driving. People realize speed thrills, but it kills too. There are all points included in that paragraph. It is good to publish posters like this. Means very appreciative line is here. Then thank you. That is necessary for official or the formal letter. And lastly, you can write here your subscription that yours faithfully, Sanjana Bhosle, because this name is given in that information. Okay. So these three paragraphs and all the letter is according to the format. Do you understand? Things to remember while writing a letter. So which things are very important for developing, for creating, for writing the formal or informal letter? First, we are going to learn about the formal letter. Which important things are here for writing formal letter? That given web, news, ads, etc. You given information, you can or you should read them very carefully. These letters involve official letter. Means this formal letter involves official letter, business letter, editors of newspaper, heads of commercial. So remember this thing. Then two addresses required in this formal letter. Two addresses is required. One is sender and other is receiver. Two address. Remember. Then subject or main topic must be in a brief. Subject should be very brief. Then if any reference, it must be below the subject as reference. So remember all these points. Salutation, language must be formal, main body should be 3 paragraphs, so and subscription in this way. Okay, for the formal letter, remember these things, read the information carefully, then you can involve these letters. Only one address is important here. Language should be informal, casual. Main body of the letter should be 3 paragraphs. Then subscription should be as like it, lovingly or affectionately. So be alert and avoid above mistakes. For some students done some silly mistakes while writing, so avoid all these, that overwriting or erasing again and again, using points as it is. Some students write points as it is, so don't write it. Writing own name or address, so avoid it. Then improper salutation, inappropriate use of language, about making paragraphs, ending and attached files. About making paragraphs, there students should remember that one line should be leave there for the space. And careless about use of grammar, punctuation marks. So avoid all these mistakes and be alert while writing a letter. Yes. Okay, students, all the best for your letter writing. So here is assignment for you. Remember this, that read this information. This information is very important for your developing a letter. After that, you can write informal letter or you can write formal letter. So very carefully you can take a screenshot. You can write it information in your notebook and develop this later for your practice. That is your assignment. All the best for your assignment. Thank you, students.